Hi, folks, and welcome to another episode Through the Glass Table. As always, I'm Ismael.
And I'm Everett.
And today, we're going to be talking about the WB's
It.
It's back after a 27-long-year nap. The clown, which terrorized Stephen King's fictional town called Derry, Maine, graces the silver screen once again in order to chomp, eat, laugh, and salivate on pubescent kids. This time, however, the world is set in the 80s with all the bad hairdos, arcades, aid references, and New Kids on the Block music. Don't you miss Tim Curry?
So Ismael, what did you think of Stephen King's It?
I'm not gonna lie, I liked it.
Okay.
That's simple, straight to the point. I liked it.
I'm probably a little bit lower than you. I thought it was okay and it was average, but I didn't think it was very good.
Why didn't you think it was very good? Let's just start off a little different today.
I was telling you after we saw it, because I'm not a big fan of this franchise anyways.
Okay.
I never read the books. I know you like the books.
I like the book, yeah.
You read the books at least.
Yeah, I read it's one book.
Or the book. The book.
Books.
And then I like the Tim Curry one, the 1993 TV movie. Or 1990 TV movie. Mm-hmm. But I kind of like that just because I just love watching Tim Curry. You love
Tim Curry?
Well, I'm not like a fan of Tim Curry, but but in that movie...
Bigger fan than the two people in this room.
There's only two people. I like that because Tim Curry's performance is just so batshit crazy. But even that movie is scattered, and I really don't understand. Or I do understand what's going on, but it's just like boring, kind of. Also, in the original one, the kids are a lot. They're kind of like the Stand By Me kids, or like those classic, clever '80s kids that always have good comebacks. And so those things are interesting enough to where the stuff that's kind of not that great in the movie, it elevates it. In this, I think the problem was, for me, two things. Number one, Tim Curry's not in it. But because I don't have that...
What's he gonna do?
Oh my God, this is so terrible. And the guy that plays it is not that bad.
Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah, he's not terrible, but it's just not as interesting as watching Tim Curry. So that already got my attention span. Didn't catch my attention. I didn't really like the kids. I thought that there was nothing clever about them, and it was just like Yo Mama jokes, basically, their banter, and it just wasn't interesting at all. So then all I'm left with is just sort of like an average horror movie.
I don't agree with you.
Really?
Just like, I understand where you're coming from, though. Because I am a fan of the TV movie series, but that's not a movie. It's not a movie. It never felt like a movie to me. It really, really tried to do what the book is, because the book is scattered. It's between journal style, news clippings, and then kind of diving into the memories of the older people as their kids. And so it's split between their childhood and present time.
Okay.
So that's what I guess the mini TV series were trying to do. But this one, it just focuses on the kids aspect, the childhood aspect, So it allowed you to really get into the clown, how crazy he is. And also the book is very gory. So, and nasty, which is why I think it worked well now, because we were able to do that with special effects and all kind of, because it's like wild imagination in the book. I will agree with you that the kids portion in here in this new adaptation is a little trying, especially the kid who plays Richie Tozer. We were talking about him, right?
It's the guy from
the fucking dick jokes all the time.
It's the guy from Stranger Things, the little kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah, I watched it twice, right? Well, and the time I watched it with you, I did notice what you were saying, more they relied heavily on him for comic relief. I don't know how I feel about the choice to make it the 80s instead of the original 50s where the book takes place, but I did like all the little references or little side stuff that they did.
See, I hated that. I hate when movies stop the entire movie to show you a reference. Let's
go into the portrayals of the clown. Bill Skarsgård, new clown. What did you think of him?
I thought he was okay. He had his own style. I also saw little nods to Tim Curry's performance, but it wasn't bad. And I almost wish that there was more of him, because there's not a whole lot of it in this movie, and it's just kind of allows you to see the worst aspects of this movie because there's not a lot of it.
I I liked his performance. Excuse me. It's very different from Tim Curry's performance, and that we're getting, because this movie is darker, we're getting a little darker Pennywise. I don't know, like that one scene, I can't really describe it, where he's with all of them, and he's talking to them about how what's real and what's not and stuff.
That's when they're in the house. So.
Yeah, and so it's because Tim Curry's portrayal of it was scary, but he was funny and kind of like notorious for butting into people's dialogue and all that stuff. But this one, he's more like on edge and kind of like he's salivating all the time, and it's just like it was just like a freaky portrayal for me. Like I was really grossed out by it.
There are some parts of this though that I just felt like were like just basic white girl horror movie.
It does take a long. I will agree. Like I would say that it takes a while for the stuff to happen, just because they're all experiencing it for themselves before they become a group. So it takes a while to get there.
That stuff was jarring to me, and I know that there's no other way to do it because that's how it happens in the book and the TV movie. But it just felt like it's time for this to happen now, guys. Like it wasn't like a natural progression.
Yeah.
It was just like, here's the kids, meet them. Okay, now here's this thing that happens to him. Now here's this thing that happened to them. I know that. I mean, I can't really blame the writers because they're just adapting the story, but it just didn't work for me as a movie. What did you think of the special effects in this?
Special effects. What can I say? I mean, nowadays with special effects, they could do a lot with what's in the book and stuff and everything. So I wouldn't really have a problem with it.
Is all of that stuff in the book detailed in the way that they made it? Like it's exactly how it...
Not exactly like it. Like the leopard, he describes it very well, and that fucking portrait lady, I don't even know if she's in the fucking book. I don't remember her. But
see, the reason why I'm asking that is because like I had a problem with some of the special effects. It was like those basic white girl horror movies, like Insidious was like infecting itself into the movie, because some of those things were just so lame and not scary. And it just seemed like something you would see in Insidious that it took me out of the movie a little bit. It was so exaggerated to the point to where I didn't even realize one of the kids' fear was like leprosy, because it was just like a big CGI monster. Like it didn't register to me as like a leper.
The only one that was like CGI crap fest was the lady. The
painting.
The leopard was special practical effects.
That couldn't have been.
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Yeah. Like all the other special effects happened on his face. Like how his eyes changed and how his head was growing bigger and kind of morphed and stuff.
To me, it just seemed like excess of just like, I think too, this is probably going into a bigger problem that I have with the movie. It just seemed like a dumb version, like if a dumb person read it, and this is how he would translate it, because all of it just seemed like cliche horror movie elements. But I know it's not, because I've seen the 1990 film, so I don't know why I got that.
Maybe it's just you're used to the 90s one. I guess. You're seeing it, the 90s, Tim Curry, and then now. And I think that's where it's clashing for you.
But to me, in the 90s one too, is scary. Like the things that Tim Curry says and the way they represent those things, even though it looks cheap and stupid now, it seems more fucked up than this. This just seemed like, like I go see Annabelle and I see the same kind of scares,
Well, bitch, I know your score, so
look,
did you like it?
There were elements that I didn't like about it, and I just probably don't understand the story anyways. But I would still give it a 3 out of 5. I think it was an average. It was entertaining sometimes.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I had a good time, but maybe that's because I read the book.
Yeah.
And so it's just one of those.
And
things.
You're a bigger fan. It seems like I've seen the movie like 3 or 4
I'm a bigger
times.
fan of horror films. I think that's something that we've never really share interest in. Like I don't really think.
No. Because I avoid horror films like a plague. Really. Like I've never said, "Oh, I can't wait to see this horror movie."
Yeah, I have a thing for horror films. I don't know what it is. Like maybe I'm just a fucking
weirdo. Okay, well that's it, guys. We'll see you guys next time. We're getting real close to The Last Jedi. It's not even that long from now. So we'll probably see you for Justice League.
Ugh.
I'm sure we'll have a lot to say about that. So we can see you later, guys.
Peace.